Okay. Computer, what's the weather like?
In Milton, it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for showers with a low of 44 degrees. By the way, we've spoken before and it would be nice to learn your name. Should I do that?
Fuck no.
That's terrifying.
No. No. Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Die. This is a show where we talk about impossible things and how to survive them, and sometimes we play games like Amazon Echo things, and that's what we're doing today. We're back for Season 4. Don't forget, we got our charity campaign going on for the Best Friends Animal Society. All that information is in the description. We'll talk about all that stuff towards the end if I remember. And joining me today, again, he's a glutton for punishment, extraordinaire, and Patreon having guy, Nicodemus Rexx. Nick, say hi.
Hey, and welcome to the Let's Die podcast thingy.
Oh, hey, you gunning for my job?
Just reinforcing the powers that be.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Nick, how you been, buddy? How's it been since last we talked to you?
Oh, it's all right. Doing a lot of drawing, doing a lot of sandwich making.
For a second, I thought you were going to say doing a lot of drugs.
I mean,
Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I want to make a joke, but I can't segue into it. So let's just pretend this didn't happen and move on.
It's all good. Hey man, you got a Twitter and a Twitch, right? Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yes. Actually, I haven't been doing the Twitch as much lately. Although, I mean, if people were like, "Yo, you need to Twitch," I'd probably do it. But no one's begging for it right now. So
yeah. You got a Patreon and Facebook page. What would we type into our computers? I was worried that the Echo would answer. What would we type into our electronic devices to find you?
I have been trying to sort of consolidate all my stuff under the name of Nicodemus Rexx. I can't change my Facebook because Facebook is broken and bad, so it's under Project Rexx. But my Patreon is Nicodemus Rexx, my Twitter is Nicodemus Rexx. Only my DeviantArt is not Nicodemus Rexx, but I mean, some people might argue that, they don't want to find me on DeviantArt anyway. I don't know. I think I like my DeviantArt, but that's another. DeviantArt is a whole thing. I don't want to get into.
Yeah. I mean, I was on there a lot, and then it just, for whatever reason, deleted from my memory. It happens,
sometimes we repress traumas. Actually, I've got some really good people who I follow and who follow me on DeviantArt, but there's also, I don't know. Again, I don't really want to. That's a can of worms. It's like a podcast right there.
Yeah, surviving DeviantArt. I mean, there's still early examples of my creative writing on there. It's a horror, and even early examples of drawings and stuff before I had a scanner, before I learned how to digitally draw. So it is some rough stuff on mine. I haven't been to it in over a year, guaranteed. So Nick, you just so that people know, Nick is a comic artist, an artist all around in general, and man, his stuff is good. So drop by over to stuff, give him money, likes, whatever you can do is appreciated. Now, we're playing an Amazon Echo game, and if anybody's listened to any of these before, they know that it's probably going to fail miserably into a horrible dumpster fire of misery. But we're going to see how it goes. This season, we're playing Alien Off-World Colony. I don't know how long that'll last. All else fails, we'll bail and play Skyrim, which we have not played since Season 1. So, I mean, I'll just read the description real quick. Alien, or the Off-World Colony Simulator, is a turn-based exploration game that challenges you to escape from the sectors of a lockdown Wayland-Yutani space colony. The objective of the game is to escape as many colony sectors as possible before being trapped by the colony quarantine protocol or falling prey to security hazards. In order to escape a sector, you'll need to collect 2 override keys, which are hidden, blah, blah, blah. This is all information, important information that I'm glossing over. You will have a limited amount of security cycles or turns to escape each sector before you're trapped. As you explore, you'll collect items and gear that will help you combat security hazards and increase your vital stats, which include health, inventory capacity, and cycle counts. And the game ends when you die. So I don't know. Is there even aliens in this? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, it sounds like, honestly, if the description is anything to be believed, like, we got to be more worried about our own security protocols than the aliens.
Yeah, it's more like a Resident Evil escape from the Red Queen thing. So yeah, we're gonna start this game, and Nick, whenever it gives us the option to what's the word I'm looking for here? Give us the option to make a decision. I'll let you go first, and then we'll take turns. Sound good?
That sounds reasonable. I'll try to be quicker on the draw so it doesn't ask us 15 times.
Hopefully it's not like Infected, where they just give you the entire a novel's worth of exposition before you make the choice again. Yeah, I mean, since the pandemic happened, like, all podcasts have been drugged down to our level of quality. That's
they can't go to the studio, the fools.
Yeah, they cannot. I hear it all the time, like the little technical glitches and hiccups that come from remote podcasting, and it's something that we've dealt with the entire time. So, welcome to the Losers Club.
Yes.
All right. Let's start this damn thing now that all the technical issues are hopefully over. Computer, open Alien Simulator.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your Alien Off-World Colony Simulator skill right now.
Computer, open Alien Simulator.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your Alien Off-World Colony Simulator skill right now.
Try just is Off-World Colony actually running?
I don't know, man. Let's try again here. If it doesn't work this time, we'll call on Audible. Computer, open Alien Simulator.
Sorry, I'm having trouble accessing your Alien Off-World Colony Simulator skill right now.
Oh, look at here. Looky here. As of July 23rd, 2019, can't play it.
Oh my God.
December 4th, 2019, Alexa can't find it. Wow. Talk about promises that I was unable to deliver upon. Computer. Computer. Play Skyrim, you whore.
Can't find the song Skyrim.
Did she bleep herself? Oh no. Well, this is a disaster, Nick. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, this is survive the Let's Die podcast episode.
Computer, use shout.
Let it all out.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Computer, open Skyrim.
Back to Skyrim.
Fucking Christ, finally.
We were standing at a crossroads deciding where to go. One direction is at Daedric Shrine. The other is an isolated shack. Like to go?
Nick, it's all you, bud.
I cannot hear her, actually. Take me closer to the computer lady.
Like to go?
Towards the shrine.
In one direction is a Daedric Shrine.
Oh my God. This is my life. This is my life.
This is My Life by Mono Incorporated.
Are you?
Dying.
Oh my god! Computer, stop! Fuck!
So does she like give you this kind of problem when I'm not around, or?
That's the thing. I don't use it when we don't do this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Ever. Computer, play Infected Mushroom.
Shuffling songs by Infected Mushroom on Amazon Music.
Jesus Christ.
I still can't hear it. Like that's the problem we're running into now. Wow, what the duck?
You can't hear that?
I can, but it's like off in the distance.
Oh no, it sounds like that for me too. Computer, stop. Boy, that wasn't as good as the last Infected Mushroom we had show up on the show. Computer,
Oh yeah.
play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim.
Christ.
Adventurer. You were standing at a crossroads deciding where to go. In one direction is a busy trading post. In the other is a foggy dock. Where would you like to go?
Foggy Dock.
Yes.
You meet a Breton mage at the foggy dock. He's lost an item of great sentimental value, a mysterious Dwemer cube. He begs you to retrieve it for him. Will you lend your aid to this desperate mage?
Yes, we have nothing else to do.
Will you lend your aid to this desperate mage?
Yes. Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. You pass through an old wooden door. Cobweb rubble covers the ground before you. Do you charge into danger?
No.
You head out on the road. After using unrelenting force on a goat, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a quaint farm, in the other is a foggy dock. Where would you like to go?
Oh. Go ahead, Nick.
Foggy
In
dog.
one direction is a quaint farm, in the other is a foggy dock. Where would you like to go?
Foggy dog.
At the foggy dock, an Argonian explorer greets you. He desperately needs you to retrieve a finely aged cheese wheel from an abandoned fort. Will you help the Argonian explorer?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The fort looks like it was once occupied by bandits. Judging from the bottles lying around, it appears they were fans of Blackbriar mead. Are you ready to face the peril ahead?
Yes.
Stone Nord statues line the walls. Who are these warriors, you wonder? You smell vermin. A disease-ridden skeever appears. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Shout. I fucked it up, didn't I? Hello?
Hello. I mean, I can hear you.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Computer. What the fuck are you doing? It just turned itself off.
Oh my gosh.
It like got mad at me and dinged at me. Computer, play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim.
Oh my god,
Adventurer.
I hate my
You
life.
scroll through your journal menu for a refresher on your quest. You agreed to help an Argonian explorer by retrieving his finely aged cheese wheel from an abandoned fort. You were locked in a thrilling battle with a skeever. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foosro. Unrelenting force smashes
Foosroda.
into your foe. The skeever never gets back up. That's what you get for messing with the Dovahkiin. You survived the battle. Your health is at 100.
Yay.
Your thum grows mighty. Your shout skill has increased to level 5.
Hell yeah.
There are 2 paths before you, a broken open gate and a stone archway. Which do you choose?
Stone archway.
You move deeper into the fort. Stone Nord statues line the walls. Who are these warriors, you wonder. An unnatural coldness creeps over you. An apprentice ice mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your mace bashes the apprentice ice mage.
Okay.
Your skill with arms has increased to level 5. The apprentice ice mage releases streams of frost from his hands.
Love God.
You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
I got bashed in the face with a fucking mace. And then his blood and his brains went all over the place.
Cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Use shout.
What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos row. Your unrelenting force tosses the apprentice ice mage into the air. He crashes to the ground. The apprentice ice mage croaks one last breath, defeated. You survived the battle. Your health is at 90. You ignore the useless junk in the apprentice ice mage's inventory and find a legendary iron greatsword. Ooh, shiny. There are 2 paths before you, a crumbling staircase and a definitely not booby-trapped hallway. Which do you choose?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh.
There are 2 paths before you, a crumbling staircase and a definitely not booby-trapped hallway. Which do you choose?
Staircase.
You move deeper into the fort. Wild game hang from the ceiling, several days' worth of trapping no doubt. You see an empty North coffin. Suddenly, a restless Draugr leaps out, swinging its sword.
A what?
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
And let it all
Foos row. Your mighty Thum crashes into your foe. The restless Draugr strikes you with its ancient sword.
Darn.
You take 6 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your great sword strikes the restless Draugr. Your foe is resistant to this type of attack.
Oops.
The restless Draugr strikes you with its ancient sword. You take 6 damage.
I don't know what a Draugr is.
What would you like to do?
What was the other option?
I use magic, I think.
Yeah, try magic. Use magic.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your frostbite chills the restless Draugr. The restless Draugr strikes you with its ancient sword.
Damn it.
You take 6 damage. What would you like to do?
Bend over and take one for the team.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Oh, I know.
What would you like to do?
Flee.
The mighty Dragonborn runs from his fight. He won't be relaying his tale to the bards anytime soon. There are 2 ways forward, a tapestry-lined hallway and a half-collapsed archway. Which do you choose?
Collapsed Oh, I'm sorry. It's your turn.
Tapestry-lined hallway.
Hallway and a half-collapsed archway. Which do you choose?
Hallway.
You move deeper into the fort. The first thing you see is a table filled with ancient cheese wheels. They obviously didn't starve to death. You hear the rattling of bones.
Oh, no.
A skeleton warrior lurches towards you. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast spell.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your flames burn the skeleton warrior. You stare at the smoking remains of your enemy, impressed. Winterhold College really paid off. You are victorious. Your health is at 72. Your magic skill has increased to level 5. You have learned new spells. There are 3 paths forward, a tapestry-lined hallway, a crumbling staircase, and a simple wooden gate. Which do you choose?
Simple wooden gate. I don't think she... Heard me.
Wooden Gate. Oh, did she die?
Oh, no.
I think she might have died, Nick.
At least she's
Did we
saving
kill
our
her?
progress this time. Oh, no, she was the skeleton the whole time.
Oh my God, what was that? Maybe she was a wooden gate.
Oh,
Computer.
no.
I've literally
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
never. What? Did she just
Bro.
computer?
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
Well, this is great. Nick,
Yes.
how's it going, bud?
Well, it's going all right.
You said you were building a model?
Yes, it's actually, well, do you want to get technical?
Sure. What
Okay.
what else am I fucking doing right now?
Technically, I am cleaning up a model kit I built in high school.
Uh-huh.
Because I figure if I'm going to screw anything up, I should practice screwing up on my old one first.
So you ordered a Russian bride model from a magazine in high school, and you've been neglecting her, so now you're just now cleaning her up?
I don't think that's what I said, but I will go with that, because why not?
It's really not that bad.
I mean...
Computer. What time is it? Computer! What time is it?
The time is 6:54 p.m.
Oh, you know what time it is? Do you know what other time it is? Time for you to shut up and play Skyrim, bitch! Computer! Oh, she's not listening. Computer! Please play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim,
Hey!
adventurer. You
Since they
scrolled
please.
through your journal menu for a refresher on your quest.
No.
You agreed to help an Argonian explorer
We
by
know.
retrieving his
That was
finely
like
aged
2
cheese
seconds
from an
ago.
abandoned fort.
We're not that
You were about to
forgetful.
decide where to go. There are two
You're just a
paths
dumb
before you,
bitch.
a peaked archway and an unlocked gate. Which do you choose?
The unlocked gate is what Nick chose.
You move deeper into the fort. You see a plate covered in coins resting on a table. You accidentally pick up the plate instead of the coins. You sharpen your blade, preparing for the last battle. The room brightens up with an otherworldly light. A flame atronach twists in the air, blocking your path. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Please your turn.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell,
What is it
use
again?
shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
What are we fighting?
I don't know. I never understood it.
Oh,
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with a weapon.
Your greatsword slashes
Your
the
life,
flame
I was
atronach.
threatened.
The flame atronach hurls a ball of fire at you.
Cool.
You take 16 damage.
Shit.
What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie bites the flame atronach. Your
Dope.
foe has some resistance to that attack. The flame atronach hurls a ball of fire at you. You take 16 damage.
Jesus.
What would you like to do?
We might die.
We
Use
might.
shout.
Fusro.
Fusroda!
Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The flame atronach croaks one last breath. Defeated.
Yeah.
You have triumphed. You have 40 health. You have successfully retrieved the finely aged cheese wheel.
Great.
This should fetch a nice reward. You pull a lever and a path opens to the fort's entrance. How convenient.
Thank you.
The explorer looks at the finely aged cheese wheel, relieved. He thanks you and rewards you with a large leather sack. Embroidered on the bag are the words, "I am sworn to carry your burdens." You head out on the road. After an uncomfortable run-in with some Thalmor escorting a prisoner, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a Nord village, in the other is an isolated shack. Where would you like to go?
Isolated shack.
You meet in Altmer House Carl at the isolated shack. He's lost an item of great sentimental value, a rare book. He begs you to retrieve it for him. Will you lend your aid to this desperate House Carl?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. A great mountain stands before you. Will you venture in?
Yes. Wait,
You pass a frozen waterfall. Layers and layers of sharpened ice cascade down from it. A young mage appears in front of you. He smells of death. It's a necromancer. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Just because he's a
What would you
necromancer
like to
doesn't
do?
make him a bad person.
Yeah, really.
It's fucked up.
The people weren't using those bodies anyway.
Right? Maybe I want to see my great-great-great-granddad again. You don't know.
I have a question. How do we heal?
Cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
I think it heals you in between adventures.
Uh,
Use shout.
You can
Fuck it.
attack with weapon,
God damn it.
cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Flee.
You can attack with weapon,
Are you?
cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Flee.
You successfully turn tail and run away with your dignity intact. Mostly intact. There are 3 paths forward, a wide ridge, a loose rock scramble, and a snow-covered trail. Which do you choose?
Snow-covered trail.
Cut into the mountainside is an ancient shrine. The offerings, however, are fresh. A young mage appears in front of you. He smells of death.
Oh no, we ran back into him.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Flee.
The mighty Dovahkiin turns tail and runs, but the apprentice necromancer attacks before you can make your escape. You receive 8 damage. What would you like to do?
What the shit?
He's definitely a bad guy then. Use shout.
Attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos row. Your unrelenting force tosses the apprentice necromancer into the air. He crashes to the ground. Your shout skill has increased to level 6. You now command unrelenting force. The apprentice necromancer commands his reanimated skeever to attack you. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Drink a burr, fuck a bitch. That's not nice.
You
That's
can attack
someone's
with
daughter.
weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Nick, do you think you know what I'm about to say?
You can attack with weapon,
No.
cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
I was gonna flee, but use shout.
Foos ro da. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The apprentice necromancer struggles to get up, briefly, then expires. Good riddance. You have triumphed. You have 84 health. There are 2 paths before you, a large boulder scramble and a wide ridge. Which do you choose?
Wide ridge.
You venture further up the mountain. Trudging through ankle-deep snow, you remind yourself to enchant some frost resistance onto your boots the next time you're in town. An adoring fan has been stalking you for weeks. He's harmless but so annoying. He really needs to die. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use weapon. Why am I the one killing everything?
You can attack with weapon,
You bitch!
cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use weapon.
Your greatsword slashes the adoring fan. The adoring fan tries to give you a hug. You take 5 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your greatsword brutally slashes the adoring fan.
Really
The
bad
adoring
about this.
fan dies slowly and painfully.
I feel awful.
His last words are, "You're the best."
Oh.
Good luck on your journey. You have triumphed. You have 79 health. Your
Social
skill with
distancing,
arms has
physical
increased to level
distancing.
6. You ignore the
No
useless
hugs.
junk in the adoring fan's inventory and find a legendary iron battle axe. Ooh, shiny. There are 3 paths forward, a snow-covered trail, an icebound trail, and a large boulder scramble. Which do you choose?
I need the options again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm too busy feeling guilty about that person we just killed. I should have run away. I feel awful.
An icebound trail, and a large boulder scramble. Which do you choose?
That's what I thought she said. A large boulder scramble?
Sounds delicious.
You venture further up the mountain. The remnants of a dragon temple lay broken around you.
Dope.
You find a chest buried in the snow. Inside is a healing potion. You drink it and heal 50 hit points.
Hell yeah.
There are 3 paths forward, a shaded ridge, a wide ridge, and a winding, icy ridge. Which do you choose?
Shaded ridge.
You venture further up the mountain. The glare of fresh snow leaves you squinting. Perhaps your gamma is turned up too high? An adoring fan has been stalking you for weeks. He's harmless but so annoying.
Another one?
He really needs to die. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos ro da.
Foos ro da.
Your mighty Thun crashes into your foe. The adoring fan tries to give you a hug. You take 5 damage.
Jesus.
What would you like to do?
Flee.
Aw.
You flee successfully. All's well that ends well, you suppose. There are 2 ways forward, a surprisingly lush plateau and an icebound trail. Which do you choose?
Surprisingly lush plateau.
You venture further up the mountain.
If there's a fan here,
You
I'll
pause
be
for a
pissed.
moment to catch your breath in the thin air. Someone is rummaging through a container. It's a forsworn forager. She wants a fight. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Oh wait, it's my turn.
Oh, she's going
Cast
to
spell.
You can attack with weapon,
Yeah.
cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your flames burn the forsworn forager. The forsworn forager shoots and misses. What would you like to do?
Use weapon.
You can attack with weapon,
Bitch.
cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Attack.
What would you like to do?
God damn it. Attack with weapon.
Your battle axe terminates the forsworn forager.
Jesus.
The forsworn forager looks up at you and promises that 3 more will rise in his place, right before you decapitate her. You survived the battle. Your health is at 95. There are 2 paths before you, a frost-covered scramble and a steep scramble. Which do you choose?
Steep scramble.
Paths before you, a frost-covered scramble and a steep scramble. Which do you choose?
Steep scramble.
Like a good scramble.
You venture further up the mountain. The remnants of a dragon temple lay broken around you.
Delicious.
You hear a blood-curdling howl. Suddenly, a fully grown ice wolf leaps out at you. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Flee.
You scamper off with your tail between your legs.
That's right.
No need to mention this to anyone. There are 3 paths forward, a frosted footpath, a windy ridge, and an icebound trail. Which do you choose?
Icebound trail.
You venture further up the mountain. A mist seeps off a nearby frozen waterfall. You hear clicking. That rock is actually a mud crab. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
That fucking crab was such a pain in the ass when we first started playing this game over 2 years ago.
Really? I haven't seen.
Weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Actually,
like
a funny tidbit, Nick.
You can attack with weapon.
Oh my God!
Use
Computers, shut up. I'll tell you real quick.
You can attack with weapon.
She's still going, isn't she?
Use shout or flee.
It's just no way to get her to stop. She just refuses.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee.
Pause or
What would you like to do?
That was a crab slapping good time from season 1, September 3rd, 2018. But no, I was mistaken. The episode after that, which is called A Soapy Janitor, is our most listened to episode of all time. So I was just mistaken a little bit on the analytics.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have known. A soapy janitor always gets it done. All right, you dumbass piece of shit computer. Let's beat up this crab.
What would you like to do?
Use weapon.
Your battle axe decapitates the mud crab. The mud crab's dead shell clatters. If only you had time to make some steamed mud crab legs. You survived the battle. Your health is at 95. There are 2 ways forward, a rickety wood and rope bridge and a narrow stone trail. Which do you choose?
Stone trail.
You venture further up the mountain. You arrived at crumbling tower, nearly collapsing under its own ancient weight. One more fight. Victory or Sovngarde. You hear heavy clacking noises. A giant mud crab snaps its claws menacingly. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Nick, you're up.
I'm confused.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your battle axe chops the giant mud crab. The giant mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage.
No, it's worked
What
so
would you
well.
like to do?
He pinched us in the butt. Use shout.
Fus ro da.
Yeah.
Your unrelenting force tosses the giant mud crab into the air. It crashes to the ground. Your attack was not very effective. The giant mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your flames burn the giant mud crab. Magic flames engulf giant mud crab. When the conflagration subsides, nothing remains. You have triumphed. You have 75 health. You pick up the rare book, determined to return it to its rightful owner. You made it all the way around the mountain back to where you began. Funny how walking in a circle will do that.
I feel like she's really
The
salty.
Ultimate House Carl thanks you for
She's like,
retrieving his
well,
rare
not
book.
only is she like super salty, but she's also an immortal pain in my ass. God, I think that was the worst. I think that was the absolute worst. Like, I know Infected lost all of our save data, and we had to basically replay the whole thing. But no, I think Infected was worse because at least with Skyrim, it's like, oh hey, short, quick, concise, like repeat of what you're supposed to do. But Infected was like, let me reread that entire paragraph to you before I let you say anything. Fuck, man. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna play for the rest of the season. We might have to replay Jurassic Park. I'm sorry. God. I'm sorry. It's just the best one so far. There's just no beating it.
Yeah, someone actually put some work into that. As weird as it was.
For sure.
Oh man, this has been a weird one, man. I don't.
Dun, 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 I don't know. Is that the Jurassic Park theme?
Yeah, close enough.
I think I'm pretty close. Well, Nick, it's been swell.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly been something.
It's been a thing. Yeah. So, hey, y'all, thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out our charity campaign. You know, Best Friends Animal Society, trying to get rid of no-kill shelters all across America. You can figure out how to donate on our social medias, Pod Dog on Facebook or the Twitter at LetsDiePod. Yeah, you can find that information. It's in the description. It's down there. So, and whenever we sell shit off of our TeePublic store, we match our earnings and send it all to that charity. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Nick, anything you want to say before we get the fuck out of here?
No, just everybody, have yourself a good week.
You didn't have any fun?
I was gonna say, watch out for mud crabs, man. They're everywhere, and adoring fans. They're the most dangerous.
Oh.
Because when you hurt them, you only hurt yourself.
You only hurt yourself, and you get great axes in as a reward. Only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this Let's Die. We'll catch y'all on the flip next week. I don't know what it is, but it'll be something. Bye.
Later.
There's a reason why this show is going the way of the dinosaur.
Oh, you forgot to do your "If We're Gonna Die, Let's Die Together" outro.
Well, you just did it.
Oh, hey, we're gonna
Hey!
die. Yay!
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle.
I think this is a legitimate outtake of that actress just losing it in the booth.
Pikachu sound like you're having an orgasm. What the?
Oh, didn't like that.
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt again. He knows that one. Pikachu, I'm tickling your belly. Yeah, I'm touching your bum, Pikachu. I can't. Go away, Pikachu. No, go away.
Bye, Pikachu.
Stopped.
Oh.
Do you want to rate Pikachu talk?